I didn't count down this time. Usually I count down the shows, ladies and gents, and I totally forgot to count down this time. But we're live, ladies and gents. Big up to everyone. Welcome to another preview. This time for Spurs tomorrow, ladies and gents. And listen, we'll laugh about it later, but hey, the Amorim era is looking really good lately. Man City following under Amorim's footsteps as well, with them dropping points too. Hey man, this is a crazy Premier League season, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm accompanied here by Ladimus Prime as well as Real Chris. Today we will have a guest today, which you guys are probably really familiar with. Normally when I bring guests in, it's two from the same team, but this man is so highly spoken, he kind of speaks for himself in this one. But when he's ready, we'll introduce him. But you know, before we get the show rolling, guys, apologizing one for being late. We were waiting for a bit. You know, things happen, so hey, it is what it is. We still have a jam-packed and awesome show for you guys. We'll be rating out later as well to Don Hussam. I will be on that panel as well, speaking my ish about Chelsea Football Club. But before we continue on, as always, guys, smash up the like if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And as always, if you are already a subscriber of Casually FC, be sure to check out memberships because it helps out the channel tremendously. And more than you could believe, it helps out the channel tremendously. If you want to be a cool cat like our homie here.
Wow.
You want to have moves like Fofana, you know, become a member. But I guess we'll start off the show by asking the panel how they're doing. Prime, how you doing today, man? How you feeling about tomorrow's game?
I'm looking forward to the bloodbath.
All right, good to
actually,
know.
sorry. I should be careful. I should be careful with my word choice. I keep using
No, the
certain
bloodbath
words.
is okay. The bloodbath is okay. We're all vampires here. We drink. We drink the blood of our enemies. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But Chris, how you?
The last couple of streams, Marshall has knocked my case.
You've been getting pretty hardcore the last couple of streams. I had to tell you to tone it down a little bit.
Listen, I'm one certain word away from getting docked case. Have to be careful.
Yeah. Go, Chris. How you feeling about tomorrow's game, man?
I'm somewhat confident still because our team is like night and day. Like what? Because there's gonna be some issues tomorrow, I think, as well. You know, a certain devil is a referee in that game somehow.
Oh yeah, we know.
I don't think he's enough.
Well.
I don't think he's enough. You know, to help Tottenham out, maybe. But yeah, I'm somewhat confident because we're literally a lot better than them in defense, and our defense isn't exactly amazing. Our midfield's a lot better. Even our attack's a lot better than theirs. Like the only thing they got better than us is their keeper. Like their keeper's class, but I'm probably gonna feel bad for ANGE maybe. What happens next? So
yeah. Well, speaking of ANGE Postecoglou,
get abused again.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah, let's hope not. Speaking of well, I mean, no, abuse is no good. No abuse is best abuse.
I mean, he's been getting it though.
Yeah, he has been. But ladies and gents, without further ado. Speaking of ANGE Postecoglou, we got to talk about his greatest fan, his numero uno, his day one, his number one mate down at the Outback. You know, this guy, I swear, you know how like you meet people, but without even meeting them, you kind of already know like I'm gonna get along with this guy, even though he's been misguided in life and you know he ended up being a Spurs fan. Yeah. He's been lied to. And you see, you know, that's the thing. Like, he's gotten to a point in his life where he's holding a kangaroo on stream. But, ladies and gents, without further ado, I got to introduce you to a great friend of mine, a long-awaited guest on this channel. I'm happy he's finally joining us for a preview. Give it up for the biggest wham merchant on the platform, Mr. Jacob.
Just wait every time. Hands in his pockets. Fuck you.
JC, you're right. I should have titled this "Hands in His Pockets" preview. Let's
Ain't
see
no
whose
hands in pockets tonight. We holding the kangaroo tight. You know what I'm saying?
Bars. Look
We
at
ain't
that,
letting
man.
this motherfucker go. Nah, I'm like an old lady with them pearls on the Titanic. The ship may be going down, bitch, but I'm holding on tight.
You're clutching onto them pearls, bro.
Ooh, I'm squeezing.
Nice. Hey, what do you mean by that? Oh man.
What do you mean by that?
Big up, Jacob, my friend.
Big up, man.
Glad
Big
to
up.
have
Thanks for
you
having me
on
on.
here. I'm so happy to finally have you on the channel. I think you've been on the channel before, but it may have been like a call-in show or something like that. It was very brief. I don't think it was.
Yeah, I think you had the link in the chat, and I called in and was just like, it's probably what I said in those sound bites. Hands in his pockets. Fuck you.
Probably came in
So
like
weenie whiners, bro.
something like that. it's a great.
That's
line.
a great one. That's a great one. Like
You have
because
a lot
there's a lot of
them.
times I say the same thing for about 5 hours a day. It seems. And, you know, sometimes you can find the good parts. And unfortunately for the hands in the pockets screaming part, you picked my most unhinged falling off of the cliff of sanity moment. And then my voice cracked. And it's almost a bipolar clip, if I may. Not to sound insensitive.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have bipolar, but I think Spurs fans just piss me off.
I mean,
He's looking down and
Spurs fans got him.
the Spurs fans got him. Speaking of bipolar, like I was actually just about to say, speaking of bipolar, listen, I don't even know really where to start this conversation because the way things are going right now, your whole setup might fall apart. Your club and your computer, if you hit it like that one more time. But your club, the fans right now are so up and down. Like you beat Man City, and all of a sudden, and rightfully so, you're on top of the world. And if it was Chelsea last season, I probably would have felt the same way. And then you draw. I think the next game was a draw, right? You drop points, and then a loss to Bournemouth, and you're hearing this nasty stuff come out against Ange Postecoglou. So, I mean. Listen, I heard the stream last time. I got the gist of where you're at with, you know, the fan base, but I guess.
Oh, that 1 hour plus of me just screaming at people.
Yeah.
You understood where I was going with that? I'm glad people understood where I was going with that because it was straight from the gullet, straight from the heart, you know? I speak my truth and. Yeah, man.
That's
I'm
one of
glad
the
you, glad you
reasons
saw that.
that's one of the reasons I talk to you, bro. It's because, like, you're one of the. Although I think you're a little bit deluded in some of the, you know, players you like to, you know, big up, you know, Romero and
Well, last
Madison
season
and-
specifically, Romero
and
was
Solanke
statistically
Yeah,
in
Romero's
every
actually
metric.
good
and Van der Ven and
It's just this year he was ass
Basuma and
Basuma, I didn't see when I rated Basuma.
and
I didn't know
Johnson and
he was a
Vernon
laughing
and your
gas
club, bro.
aficionado. I didn't know his nickname was Baluma, so that's my bad. I didn't do enough
Yeah.
research into the man, but
But the one thing I like is that, like, as a Spurs fan, I think your takes on the manager have been pretty damn reasonable. And, you know, we've had this discussion before. I've heard multiple Spurs fans from the time, like, oh, I want Mourinho out.
I've heard
Like, I want Mourinho out because it's not ideal. It's boring.
We only won
football.
1-0 for
Yeah.
Mourinho.
Oh, or how dare
Mourinho's
Conte
bigger
say what he
than
said.
anything we've ever fucking done. He won Champions League with who at the time?
Everyone.
You know what I'm saying? No, but I'm saying like
yeah.
that Porto run, like, bro, it's yeah, man. We didn't deserve Jose Mourinho. We don't deserve Ange Postecoglou as fans.
So I guess where I'll start us off, right, is this game coming up. Big up the Alamo. I mean,
Big
it
up the
feels like
Alamo
it
every
right
single
now.
time.
It feels like this. It feels like that moment right now where Ange is going into a battle that listen, as a fan, obviously you're going to have chest for it. but if you're thinking logically with your brain, you know that it's likely going to be a very difficult game to win. Do you feel that this is the beginning of the end for Ange in terms of like this could be the nail in the coffin if he doesn't win, obviously?
So before Bournemouth, it was thrown around in a few different streams and channels and chats, and obviously tensions were getting tight. I don't think it should be. I think it's fucking ridiculous that we are at this point, personally, which is why I feel unhinged almost. Like if what happens tomorrow is what everybody's expecting to happen, which is Chelsea to dominate us in all aspects of the match and walk away with 3 points, not only walk away with 3 points, but a battered and bruised and dead little chicken on the side of the road. That's what everyone's expecting, right? I don't think that's going to happen, but that's the large expectation based off of a lot of the reality we live in. And I understand it. It's just, for me, right now, the margins are so fine in the Premier League. This league is really weird right now because it's like a Wild West town. The sheriff got killed, or he's not dead yet, but he looks like he's dying, especially today, too. Manchester City looked awful. They are the aforementioned sheriff in this metaphor. In the town, we have a bunch of people who are like, I'm a sheriff, and we're over here like, I just don't want to die. And we might die today or tomorrow, technically. So, it's sad that we are at this point because for me, we've shown time and time again, we don't do what's right by the manager we bring in. We don't recruit properly based on the manager we bring in. But then all of a sudden we get Ange Postecoglou. Oh, yeah, we gave him all this money and we did all this for him. And look at this fat bastard from Australia. And it's like all this weird jargon around him that's not really always based on his results. It's based on how he talks. It's based on how he acts. It's based on shit that other grown men really need to get a fucking life about. And I've noticed there's a certain GPS area concentration of where the people who have problems with all this, oh, his salad fork is on the right side of his steak fork, and he's such a fucking imbecile for that. Fucking weird ass shit from that little lonely island of gatekeepers. I'll leave it there. And it's
would you say they come from the
Remora, where you just suck too much dick for me to care about what you got to say to me? Yes, 100%. They are absolutely Remoras. And it's just like, so-and-so said it's how dumb of a manager to look down in a press conference. Therefore, all the little sheep go, bah, it's bad to look down in an interview, bah. And then they all just start fucking getting in a little circle and like, oh, you're so right. No, you're so right, bro. You're so right, bro. No, you're so right. And then they have a 9-panel show where 9 miserable Tottenham fans are like, bro, no, you're so right. He's so fat and clueless. Yeah, he's not only fat and clueless. He like puts his hands in his pockets. Yeah. He puts his hands in his pockets. Yeah, fucking idiot. What idiot puts his hands in his pockets? And then I'm watching his hands in his motherfucking pockets when Pep Guardiola's on the touchline looking like a bozo. Or fucking Unai Emery is over there wacky inflatable flailing arm tube, man. That's what they fucking want with the comb back hair looking like goddamn GQ. Someone that they can say is hotter than Arteta or whatever the fucking weirdo shit they can come up with to undermine my manager. So fuck them. Fuck them all. What was the question?
I was about to ask it again. Wait, so do you think this is the nail in the coffin?
Oh, yeah. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But unfortunately,
that was the detour we took, guys. It's a journey with Jacob. It's just, you gotta embrace
I'll tell you
it.
this right now. I'm not in a good place with my Tottenham. I'm not in a good place with the fans. I'm not in a good place with football life in general because I'm just like, what in the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah.
And then it's just like, I feel like I'm in that part. I don't know if you've ever had those dreams where it's like you're yelling, but no one can hear you kind of a feeling. And it's like, or you're like going to punch somebody. You're in a fight. I've had dreams where I'm in a fight and I'm like, I'm going to punch you. And it's like I'm like, no, I'm throwing everything. It's like you're trying so hard to.
Are you talking about sleep paralysis?
No, I'm definitely knocked out because these kids wear me the fuck out. So I definitely get good sleep. But it's like those dreams where I'm trying to punch something or I'm trying to move something or pick something up and it's like way too heavy. Or it's like, bro, I'm screaming and screaming and nobody hears me is what it feels like in those dreams. And that's my point of bringing it up because it's like, hello. Remember last time we were 18 months into something and we were just like, no, fuck it. 18 months later, fuck it. 18 months later, fuck it. How many 18 months later fuck it's we gonna do? Because I'm tired of 18-month fuck it's.
So I mean, that's the thing too, because like,
you know what? No, this is the thing. 3, Marshall. You didn't even put this part into your fucking equation because if we get and what everyone wants and it happens, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to manifest. I don't want to amalgamate. I don't want to like manifest it. But if the elusive happens, the fuckery, the shit that shall not be named. You know what? You know what fucking happens, Marshall? I know what happens. I've seen this fucking movie. Ryan Mason. Ryan Mason. The dude rips off the mat. It's me. It's Ryan Mason at the end. And it's always Ryan Mason at the end.
Tangent. Before we go into that Ryan Mason tangent, listen, I saw the last stream right after the Bournemouth result, and I felt bad at first, and I was like, God damn, I feel so bad for Jacob and ANGE, and then I realized, wait a minute, and I'm gonna go to Prime and Chris about for this one. I realized afterwards, I was like, you know what? We need to beat Spurs. We can't be sympathetic because I had a reframe in my head. I had a reframe in my head because you said it. You know what? Let's put ANGE out of his misery. Let's put ANGE out of his misery. Let's put the nail in the head. Let's put the nail in the coffin so that ANGE can finally leave because he doesn't. You're right. He doesn't deserve this treatment. I mean, I personally think it's way too much coming from Spurs fans. Chris, before we go to Prime, Chris, do you think the hate that he got? Yeah.
Oh no!
You saw that video?
Yeah, I seen the video where they're just literally booing him and chanting like.
He's going back and
get
forth
out,
with
you
the
fat
fan.
cunt. Pasta no clue. Pasta no clue.
Pasta no clue. That's
what.
Yeah.
This, you fat that. Fuck off. Fat boo. Like.
I'll admit, I think I'm responsible for the imposter no clue thing. I created that last season when Spurs were doing well. So I'm responsible for that one. Apologies.
Yeah, and I fucking created Google in my basement.
There you go.
What good is that doing me now?
Oh.
I didn't know that. But Chris, do you think it's merited, man?
I just think it's brain dead because like the injuries also Tottenham gone through is like some serious injuries for like they lost Romero, they lost Van der Ven, they've lost what's his name Benacer. I think he's probably one of the top midfielders.
Bentancur's banned, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, he's banned. Yeah. He got banned, and they
he can play in Europa. He just can't play English.
Yeah. I
Cup
forgot it wasn't
Prem.
injury for him, but. Richarlison as well. They lost Richarlison, so and especially losing. I think losing. Van
He
der
showed
Ven,
up once this year and then left. What the fuck is he? Who is he?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I don't
oh,
really
but Conte wanted him. Conte wanted him. Conte said that's my striker.
But I don't know if I rate Solanke that highly either. So at least he can compete with him, and maybe he might do something. But I think losing Romero.
Of that fucking.
Yeah, but. I think losing Romero and Van der Ven has been a massive issue for your defense and how you play. So having like Davis or whoever next to him is just not good enough. So, but yeah, you're not gonna get anything better. You might get that Mason guy, like you just said. He's just useless anyway. He's like not a good manager. But I'm not gonna obviously we shouldn't feel sorry if ANGE gets sacked. We should feel happy for him and he can get a new good job maybe somewhere. But and then again with what's his name? Enzo Maresca. This is a test for Enzo Maresca as well to beat a big club, a quote-unquote big club anyway. So, yeah. It'd be good for him to do that anyway, if we can actually be a big club, let's say that.
Prime,
so, yeah.
do you think it was merited, the amount of abuse that ANGE got hurled at after that loss?
No, it's not. But ANGE is going through the same cycle that Conte and Jose went through. And if regardless of what people think of Conte as a person.
No,
He's a serial-
but they gave him money. No, but Ainge got money.
Conte,
No
Couldn't-
money. Sorry, I'm so emotionally not okay right now.
no, it's cool. You're doing the same thing I did last season.
I'm not
So,
okay, so
I hear
I'm
it.
glad that you understand, Prime. Because
I
I
hear
don't
it.
mean to be
I
a
hear
dick
it.
and interrupt you, but like,
No,
I'm not
you're
okay.
you're doing the same thing I did last season with Chelsea and Spurs.
And if we lose, I'm the dude from Batman who gets half the burnt face. I tried to fix Gotham, but now fuck Gotham. Burn it all down. I'm ready to burn it all down. I swear. You know, he's like, you know what? I tried. I tried for so long to help you fuckers, to try and help you see the fucking light. But you know what? You burned me once, you burned me too many times. Now half my face is burnt. Now I've got a coin, and I'm going to flip it. I'm going to start doing it. I'm actually going to get a goddamn coin, and it's going to have a fucking dick and a fucking asshole on the other side. And I'm going to flip it. I'm going to say, who's getting fucked today?
How can we be harsh to Tottenham when we?
Hey guys, make sure on Sunday after the game you subscribe to Two-Faced Spurs of America. I guess is what the channel's now called. But no,
Hey, that's a rebrand you could use.
yeah,
You were talking
rebrand.
about rebranded, Jacob.
Spoiler alert. Thanks for that, Marshall.
You're welcome.
But I legit was telling my wife last night, I was like, this might be the perfect time to just be fuck Jacob is what I'm going to turn my fucking name to.
Yeah. Anyways, you were saying, Marshall, you're about the game. What was the question?
I was saying.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Do you think Ange? Well, you were going on about like how he's going through the cycle that Conte went through, that Mourinho went through, the fans going against him.
Yeah, he's going to the same
No
side.
money. Sorry, I didn't mean to do it again. I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna mute myself. And I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna snack on stuff, and that keeps me from saying things. So I'm sorry, Prime. I did it again. God dang it.
He's going through the same cycle that Conte went through.
Yeah.
You don't want to. Okay, good. He's going through the same cycle Conte went through and Jose went through. Like I was on Northside's channel, a Spurs fan, and I was saying, why would any, like, I'm not even saying top manager, but any like up and coming talented manager go to Spurs? Like Amorim, say he was available, why would he pick Spurs over any other club? Why would a Maresca pick Spurs over any other club? Or even an Arteta, whether or not people rate him? Why would someone with a young manager with a bit of hype about them or talent, why would they pick Spurs? Ange, I rate Ange highly, but he was like well below in Spurs' picking order of managers to look from. A lot of people rejected them, and they did so for a reason. And what you guys will do is, we'll beat you badly. You'll sack him within a day or two. You'll probably get another manager, whether he's attacking football or he's defensive. We'll bring him in. You guys will go on a bounce for a few months. Things will look good. You'll bring in players in the summer, and people will start saying, "Oh, Spurs will win a trophy this year. Spurs, dark horses for the league." You start off well. You'll go unbeaten for like 10 games or 15 games or whatever it is, and then you'll get a bad beating somewhere, and then you'll get a couple of injuries. And then people will see this is not sustainable. People will see that having like players that are not good enough or buying subpar players. Only Spurs could get Timo Werner on loan twice, and no one talks about it as a problem. The fan base of Spurs, like for the most part, just accept it.
Yeah.
I know Man United fans that didn't want Mason Mount. I know Arsenal fans that didn't want Kai Havertz. Chelsea fans, I didn't want Sterling. But yeah, like Spurs fans will just accept like Werner. They'll spending 65 million on Solanke is not a good move. We got Jackson for 32. Solanke is not good. I don't rate him. We bought Jackson for 32.
Yeah, no, I get that. Obviously, Jackson, very, very underrated. We've gone over that. I personally,
for 65
Chris Prime, you might remember this when we were still in the market. I did say like I don't think 65 million for Solanke would be a bad shout.
Yeah, and I didn't want him. He's not.
Yeah.
Solanke is not like, again, for a Spurs level, sure, but to go up to trying to say compete for the league potentially, win the league, win major trophies, that's not it. And it seems like Spurs fans just accept the dross that's there. Son's been finished for a couple of years now, but people still just accept that it's okay him being there. He should have been moved on. The fact that they spent big money on Madison and he is a flop that people aren't talking about.
That's one
that was
I've
Chelsea.
always disagreed with. Yeah,
That would be brought up. Basuma's a flop. He's had like maybe a handful of good games in the 3 years he's been there. No one's speaking on that at all. But everyone wants to blame ANGE. And yes, there are some things tactically ANGE could improve on. But ultimately, what if he doesn't have the players to improve? I remember Klopp at Liverpool for about 2 years. Remember how open their football was defensively? They could get run through like butter. But what happened? He bought Van Dijk in January. And then in the summer, he bought Alisson and Fabinho. And then they had the best defense in the world for like a 3-year period. Like, ANGE needs quality players. Well, no, not ANGE. Any good manager that goes to Spurs needs quality players and time. And they're not going to get that. So, ANGE will put you out of your misery on Sunday, bro. Because I rate you. We'll free you. We'll free you from prison. You don't deserve this, man.
I mean,
go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say, if they sack Ange over a hot form Chelsea who was second place, where Tottenham, where are they, like 10th or something with 20 points, it'd be the most brain dead move I hear, like as a ownership. But...
Well, no, the most brain dead move is sacking Jose 6 days before a final.
Yeah,
and
okay,
the reason why I know,
have to beat that
the
one.
reason why, but Marsh, you know how I've been saying this for a week now that we'll sack Ange. The reason why I know this will happen is because the way Spurs fans
the
now
last final we've been in. Have some respect. And guess who managed?
No, don't do this. Don't do this.
Ryan Mason.
You fucking fuck. Guess who was the flight attendant co-pilot of Aaliyah's plane?
I don't know. Jacob.
You know who was on the lookout tower on the Titanic? Ryan Mason.
Oh, Jacob. Last time you were in a final with
you know the train that got derailed in Chicago and it fell over and all the radioactive bullshit fell over and it made a big old smoky cloud of killer? Ryan Mason was the conductor of that train. You remember in Malaysia when the TSA report said that the flights went down and therefore they couldn't direct flights how to land on the island and planes started smashing into each other on this little tiny Galapagos island? I don't know if it was Galapagos, might not be true. You know who was the air traffic controller?
Chris, do you know the answer?
I think it's Jose.
Oh my God!
It was
Shut up,
Ryan Mason.
Jacob. You know, in 2021, you know what trophy Chelsea won that year? Champions League.
The right.
The Ryan
Mason trophy. The Ryan Mason Cup.
No, but
I wanted to ask Jacob because Prime, you alluded to how Jurgen Klopp, when he came into Liverpool, he had good players, but there were some core ones that, you know, once he got Van Dijk and Alisson, it completely changed the tide of Liverpool's team going forward in the future. Jacob, do you feel that with your current team as it is, because if I had to be honest, people criticize the Spurs window, I think, a little too harshly. And I think because the poster boy of that window is like Timo Werner, right? But if you take Timo Werner out of it, the players aren't necessarily horrible players. They're not shit players. Like, Timo Werner is a shit player. We knew that before he came in.
Why is the poster boy of the window Werner?
Because I feel like whenever people say like, oh, Spurs has such a shit window, they always lead and think about Timo Werner. Because like when we look at Brendan Johnson, for example, this season, statistically, he's not doing too bad.
He was bought last year.
He was bought last season, but like, again, he's a new player into the side, right? Archie Gray, I think that's a good potential future signing. I can't bash him on that because we're doing that as well. Who else did you get? Bergval, right? he's another one for the future, a potential signing. Like, I don't think like Solanke I think is a good. First of all, you're never gonna fully replace Kane, right? You're never gonna fully replace Kane, but in a striker market that's very scarce, I think a Solanke is for the. I know the price is a little steep, but I think Solanke is a decent player you can get that could potentially be that player that wins you those games, and you know there is something there that he could keep you up in those levels. So overall, like, I don't necessarily, and it's safe, and it's a safe signing too. I should mention that because he's proven, right? I don't think the transfer window has been that bad for Spurs. So where I'm going with this is that, Jacob, do you feel that with this team, with or without Ange, do you think there might be like a handful of key signings that you think could completely change the trajectory of the club?
I've always felt, I don't know if this directly or indirectly is going to answer the question, but I've always felt really with Poch, Jose, Nuno, Conte, now Ange, every summer I'm left with the feeling, man, there was really like three more players of quality you go get, even not the best, because we don't ever go buy the best. Like, who's ever the best player, we don't buy them. If anything, we've sold them. And for me, I just, I don't know what players would be the best. I used to think I know. And Van de Ven was one of those young players that I saw at Wolfsburg that I thought, hey, I think there's a nice little talent there. We like cheap, unknown players. He's tall, he's fast, and he's left-footed center back. That's what Conte needs. We should sign him. But we do sign him, but for Ange. And so, like, we've always bought in players, and everyone's argument is, oh, well, Ange beat City with Conte ball. And if Conte had these defenders, what could we have done? And yada, yada. And if that's true, I'm not saying it is or isn't. I don't believe it to be true. But if it is true, then that would mean that we are now doing things differently. And we are getting those good defenders for any manager. It doesn't matter if it's Conte or Jose or whoever. So, like, to answer your question, yes, there's always more to be done in the market from that standpoint, and it hasn't been since Ange. And again, the thing I want to lean on very heavily is, like, a lot of those names you mentioned, the only one that I know Ange has specifically said that he wanted was Dominic Solanke, and last year was Brendan Johnson. So for their positives, their negatives, judge him on those, sure. But don't judge him on Timo Werner, Archie Gray. Oh, we bought 40 million Archie Gray. He's not even playing his natural position. He's a natural six. He wants to play box to box. And Ainge clearly supposed to Coglu. He's over here playing him as a fullback. He don't even rate the back of fullback we do got in Jed Spence. Poor Jed Spence. Oh, woe is me for Jed Spence. And the only dude who goes and defends him was Jed Spence. Fuck them.
And Marshall, that's why it's a bad window, because they didn't get players to suit what Ange wants. Like, when I talk about, they just bought
what the club wants, like we do for every fucker.
When I talk, because with Spurs, right, if you can find like unknown names in a Van de Ven or Romero or Vicario,
they've always done that. That's how they got Bale. That's how they got Modric, Kane, so on and so forth.
They don't do it consistently, though. Why is it that you'll find Van de Ven, but yet you'll bring in Timo Werner unknown? Why is it that you can't find an unknown striker? You have to spend 65 on Solanke. Like, that's my point. You spend Spurs do spend a lot of money, but they waste a lot of money on players that aren't good enough.
There's a difference between spending money and spending money. Like, if my wife sent me to the grocery store and I was like, look, for the next 3 days, I'm going to make lasagna one night. I'm going to make chicken tiki tiki the other night. I'm going to make a chuku the other night and a baba chaba. All right. And she goes to the goddamn store and buys like cookies, cereal, strawberries, and just a bunch of random shit. And one of it happens to be marinara sauce. I'm like, well, where's the fucking meat for the lasagna? Where's the cheese? Where's the pasta? The pasta. I needed the pasta. You need to give me the pasta. But you can't change the Tottenham unless the Tottenham want to change the Tottenham. Because it's a club, these players, they don't want to play under the pressure. They don't like the pressure. It's this club, it's the history, it's the story of this club. The story of this club is this, and the players, you cannot change the manager, but you cannot change the Tottenham. Thank you. There you go.
You can change the cook.
What was the question?
You can change the cook. You cannot change the pasta. You can't change the pasta.
But that's the thing, like.
But everybody want to change the manager yet again with the ANGE Postecoglou. But here's my problem. You don't want to change. You want to change again, but it doesn't solve the problem. And Conte told you agree with the Conte, but you don't want to listen to Conte. You agree with the Conte, but you do what the Conte said don't do. These club, these players, the pressure, the fans.
Antonio Conte emojis in the chat, please. If you're a member, Antonio Conte emojis in the chat, please.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
This is a perfect time to use it.
I can't even get to it.
But see, like, to build off of what Prime said, I think
Yeah, build off of it.
There is part of the problem, which is like, okay, money not spent very wisely in certain areas. You do get these young talents, which that's a part of the recruitment that I've liked. That you've gotten your Archie Grays and your Bergvalls. You're getting the newer talent, the younger up and coming stars, right? But what happens down the line?
Alleged up and coming stars.
Alleged, yeah. But what happens down the line is what Spurs seem to have always done is they don't keep these players. They end up selling them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's kind of...
Well, we wanted Archie Gray because Dortmund wanted him and Brentford was about to buy him. And we were like, well, we think in about 3 years we could quadruple this investment. It's an investment company with entertainment on the side. A little side dish, like a dinner roll. Everyone loves a buttery dinner fucking roll, right? #1 Yelp review fucking tourist destination on the goddamn butter rolls in London. That's what everyone wants, right? When you fucking... Sorry, you were saying something, Marsha. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine, dude. I was just gonna say, it's almost like, even in recent time, you guys kind of did it with, I mean, for better or for worse. I don't know if this is the best example, but you did it with Kane, and I'm surprised you guys didn't do it with Son. To be honest, the fact that Son stayed here for as long as he has, he might retire as Spurs legend. I ain't gonna lie. It is sad to see a little bit, but like I want to.
I'll be honest. He should have left us a long time. We don't deserve Son either. He threw away his best year. It's like the finest woman in the high school dating the bummiest dude in the high school, and then they date after high school, and her prime 20s are all used up with this greasy butterball boy. And in the meantime, you know, she prime delicacy, but she used up all her prime years. Guess what? Now, honey, you belong to the grease ball. Not literally, metaphorically speaking.
But I mean, to continue on to this Tottenham discussion, right? Because, again, like, there are so many issues with Spurs going into this game, and there's so many things going against them. And as much as not you, Jacob, as much as a good portion, I should say, of the Spurs fan want Ange out, I think all of us on this panel know that's not going to solve anything. Like, sure, you might put a Band-Aid on it again, and you might get a little manager bounce, but in the long run, like, you're still gonna have this reoccurring issue with, you know, the players not being good enough, the recruitment not being good enough, the bounce and the standard and all that. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, Jacob, do you think that even like a protest of some sorts, because we know that the issue is at the core Daniel Levy. Do you think a protest or something is going to change a damn thing, or it's just a matter of like hope and pray that at some point they get it right, or at some point he accidentally stumbles upon the secret formula that makes Tottenham win a trophy?
I'll put it this way. The first way I was going to respond to this, I'm going to decline to because I'm going to be more respectable for your channel. So the second way I'm thinking about responding to...
We're way past that. You do whatever you want, Jacob. I don't care.
I'll put it this way. no matter how much I agreed or disagreed with any protest done here in America, it never brought back the lives that they were protesting that got killed. So I'm pretty pessimistic when it comes to the belief that you can change anything with peaceful protest. I'm pretty pessimistic when it comes to it because honestly, throughout my entirety of my life, there's been atrocities after atrocities done in the public eye, and people march against it, and people still to this day are marching against certain things, and nothing will change. Because guess what? You can march and be peaceful all you want. Sometimes the only shit that gets done, you gotta smack a bitch. You gotta smack a motherfucker. You gotta take that enemy. You gotta say, "You're my fucking enemy."
I mean, Jacob. I'm wondering. This is gonna get political. I wonder which protest you're referring to because there's one.
Every protest that's ever happened in America that didn't result in any change.
I mean, again,
it's a history of that.
But there is one that I'm thinking of that's happened that did result in change. But
there are some. Like the very famous one that they love to polarize and like make money off of now, which is the Martin Luther King walking over the bridge thing. But that was literally an entire city and from people from multiple cities, and in a time and era which public gathering was like a little bit different.
Actually, I was thinking of Rosa Parks, but whatever. Yeah. I agree with what you're saying with Spurs, by the way. Sorry.
And again, if you think about it in a sense of like, that was to change the betterment and life and future of her generation and future generations was the idea, right? But like, it didn't never stop the government from, CIA from bringing crack into lower income properties. It didn't stop them in Philadelphia from bombing an entire building of low income families. I know you could take your camera off, Marshall, but you live in America and this is what we've done. So you look at it too, buddy. So again, what?
Is Marshall telling the CIA to stay humble?
The CIA should stay humble and not introduce crack. But they did, and that's America for you. But as much as people want to march against the CIA and the crack introduction, they're still crackheads. All right, it's not changing the problem. So to me, we are Tottenham could be the CIA. You march against them all you want. You could say, oh yeah, there's a whole Netflix series about how they fucked with Pablo Escobar's people to help that drug trade, and then it got too big. Then they tried to take it down, and like there's a whole series about it. So it's like we always are our own enemy. In the end of the day, there's a final in 5 days, bro. Sack him after the final if you're so upset about the fucking Premier League. This is why I think they sacked Jose Mourinho, because he had a problem with the Super League. This is my theory, but you never know. But they say it was because he wanted to rotate the squad, and they're like, no, you're not. We need a high league finish. That's the theory, right? Or they didn't want to pay Jose. He had a trophy bonus, and there's something nefarious and bullshitty. But guess what? Every day, something nefarious and bullshitty going on there, and at the CIA, just like they're just like each other, little fucking peas in a pod, just fucking. What was the
It's too, bro.
Are you saying, Jacob?
You invited me on, Marshall.
No,
you opened the door, and now you're afraid of what's walking through?
Listen, I'm one of those guys that you open Pandora's box, you can't close it back up. It is
Jacob,
what it is.
are you saying that
Why don't you bite the apple?
Are you saying the CIA owns Tottenham Hotspur?
No, I'm saying they operate in the same methods, which is how do I make money and fuck everyone over while making them think I'm helping them. I am going to apologize to all your viewers live or on playback or on any other platform. I'm not okay. Like in life, I'm super blessed. I have two beautiful children and a beautiful wife who loves me. I'm a very, very blessed man in life. However, it's like Tottenham wants to be that little fucking bug that's like crawled in my ear, and it's in between my skull, and it's just scratching at my skull, all night, all day. I hear that little bug scratching at my cranium.
He's so angry.
Angry doesn't encapsulate the emotions I'm feeling. That's a
That's
very
the bug in your
reductionist
ear.
version.
KDH is the bug in your ear, just like, hey, he's so angry.
No, that's Tottenham.
Yeah,
It's Tottenham.
it's crazy what's going on in Tottenham. And like, listen, I find it really funny that Chelsea fans try to sympathize, and they're like, yeah. I was listening to a show yesterday. And they're talking to Spurs, right? They're doing a preview, and the Chelsea fans like, yeah, I really felt what you guys went through in the last last 2 years of Chelsea, and I'm like, yeah, I think it's a little different because Spurs have been going through this for a lot longer than 2 years, and
Bro, if I had won a Champions League, 4 years ago? I would still be stunting on your bitch ass right now about it. That's the difference.
I mean, you're going to the wrong
I'm
crowd.
thirsty, motherfucker. You got some water?
I mean,
Wow.
got some soup. Got some soup.
Hey, you
or
were whipping
paella.
out there. Hey, it was a shoulder move.
Yeah, it was great. It was sensual, but.
45 minutes in, I don't think we've actually talked about the preview, but I'm glad that I've gotten this.
I was kind of working my way into that, which is, I mean, I only have a taste, and correct me if I'm wrong, Prime or Chris. I feel like us as Chelsea fans only have a taste of what it was like to not have. I don't know if not have ambition is the right word. I think Spurs fans do have ambition, but it's just the ownership just don't align with that.
Crack
To a certain
affected
extent.
people differently. When
Yeah.
you've been a crackhead, that first hit of crack is gonna feel like the last hit of crack. But
get what I'm trying to say, though, Prime?
you're like, you just touched the crack for the first
Yeah.
time a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and you're like, holy shit, I didn't like who that made me. And you're trying to get out of it. Whereas we're like, you new here?
You know what it is? I know the parallels. I know the parallels. Prime, remember 2 seasons ago under Potter, right? When shit was so bad that Chelsea marketing and Chelsea business side of things, they tried to mask things over with hey guys, we're gonna put a mattress in the middle of the pitch and we're gonna have an event.
I thought that was like an
here.
OnlyFans promotion.
I don't think it was an OnlyFans.
It's like you could rent the space out for yourself.
No,
type of thing.
Marshall, you mean where there was a thing for a mattress? I don't know.
There was a thing for the mattress. They had the movie that they were promoting and all these things that people didn't like, and they were making a whole fiasco about the hotel and all that.
Yeah, but like I kept saying with Chelsea,
You're a long way from Starbucks. Do you mean that?
the reason. No, that's something
Let's
that a
have it
racist
right.
Chelsea fan said.
Fucking minerals, bruv.
Yeah,
Anyways, continue.
I know Chelsea
Didn't
have
he
had
get
two
canceled
racist
for being racist or something? I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah. now
Marshall,
he's on board.
you're the one trying to make me
Talk
comfortable
off
here. Prime, I'm so sorry. Prime, I have more respect for you than. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Hey, Jacob, you must not watch the channel enough. We don't respect Marshall, but regardless.
Well, all right. Fuck you, Marshall.
Disrespectful.
Jacob, I can't say it because he pays the wages, but I can't say it, but you can.
So what you're saying is you're like Ange Postecoglou in front of the media saying stuff that I don't like, huh? That's what you're saying?
No. Basically, your content, you can call out the bullshit that's happening. You can call Marshall out. I can't. You can. So
It's not true at all.
your content.
It's like
your
I
content-
live in this old West town. You're just
it's-
a traveler.
It's like
But
right
no.
now you guys are going through, right? Like right now, just to give context to what
Yeah.
I'm leading to, right? Like right now, all this shit's going wrong, right?
I don't think you did.
And
You
what
did that
is-
whole switch a day with your boss type shit. You spend a day with your boss and you're like, oh shit, living like a fucking peasant sucks. I'm getting the fuck out of here. But you don't understand what it's like being the peasant. Your whole reality is the peasant. You've only known peasantry. You've almost licked the golden boot of the ivory tower once or twice. But other than that, you're a fucking peasant. You don't know
what it
that.
was? You know what it was, Jacob? It was like, you know how you book a hotel and then you show up and you realize like, ah, shit, I booked for Saturday night, so Friday night you have to sleep in your car. I had that for like a season.
No,
but
it wasn't-
you guys just
it
don't have
was-
a home.
You were
But, like-
homeless. Okay.
yeah, I was homeless.
I'm actually
right?
walking
what-
out
no, no,
here.
Wait, what I'm
Well,
trying to
what
get
we
at,
went
right?
through-
This is the example. Is that like, for example, like this season, Daniel Levy, rather than trying to remedy things and trying to like, you know, get better signings and all these things and put more money into the club, he's coming out with like, here's a rebranded logo and here's some new fun. Surely you guys will be happy with this. And it's kind of what Chelsea went through 2 seasons ago when, you know, oh, here's an event at Stamford Bridge. And guys, we renewed the outside of the Stamford Bridge so that it looks nicer. There's a Statue of Eden outside now or whatever the fuck. A Garden of Eden.
Yeah, but that's why I kept saying that what was going on outside the pitch the last the last 2 years. If we were performing on it, no one would really care. We're still doing the same bullshit now. We did the same bullshit under Roman, but because we'd win a Champions League, no one would say anything.
Yeah.
And I think with that Potter season, for me, it was like under Roman, we would have bad managers at times, like Lampard, for example, or AVB. But I always knew at Roman that, okay, this is not going to last. They'll be here a few months. They'll eventually get sacked. But when we had Potter, I genuinely didn't know when he was going to go. Last year with Poch, after we lost to Man United, that's when he should have got sacked. After we lost that cup final, he should have got sacked. But I got to a point when I just accepted that he was just going to stay. But the fact that we were able to get rid of our bad players and actually start moving correctly and hire the right manager and do our due diligence, that's something that Spurs will just never truly do.
I just got deja vu.
You'll get rid of
We've
a
been
few
in this
players.
panel before. With Ladimus on the bottom left, Marshall there, and I'm here and I'm listening to
Maybe you were supposed
That was weird.
to.
I just had a very like what?
Well, Jacob, you are a Spurs fan. I am a Chelsea fan. Chelsea always beat Spurs, so that's the deja vu you have.
A little bit, yeah.
Speaking of the result of the match, I mean, Chris, I'll go to you. Tomorrow is a big day. We're going to the mighty Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the White Hart Lane. Is it even called White? It's not called White Hart Lane anymore, is it?
It's called the Nicholas Jackson Arena. Respect it, Marshall.
3-point lane.
It's called. We're still working on naming rights. Therefore, it's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Can't wait to get rid of that word Tottenham Hotspur.
No, it's the Nicholas Jackson Arena. Respect it. Okay.
Isn't it now Spurs? It has to be
ANGE.
changed to Spurs. So you knock down the
ANGE.
Tottenham and the hot part, and
ANGE.
it's going to be Spurs Arena.
It's there. Yeah, that's a whole conversation. We don't want to go down that avenue. Don't make me go
ANGE.
down there.
Listen, let's just all be happy and call it the NJ Arena, man. Thriller Arena, yeah.
No.
Facts.
Thriller Arena.
Thriller Arena.
I mean,
Speaking of
Chris,
Thriller, I think y'all are going to be shocked tomorrow. I think this result is going to shock the world, much like when the Zeppelin thing was like, this is going to shock the world. 1950s. Yeah, see, we're going to fly Zeppelin over. It's going to feature 15 people inside. The biggest ever hot air balloon. And guess what? It all fucking crash and burn, baby. That's what
Hey,
we're
you
doing.
know what's going to happen after the game on Sunday? You're going to have to play Michael Jackson's song. Ange, are you okay? Are you okay? Ange, are you okay?
Nicholas Jackson.
Field day with that highlight.
Jackson.
I think he's gonna have a fantastic game. I mean, we'll start with Jacob since he kind of already alluded to it. Tomorrow's match, man. I know it's hard to say, but what do you feel? First of all, let's confirm the
What
injuries.
do I feel? Don't fucking say that.
Oh, the list
Don't
of them.
fucking.
Let's go through the
Don't
injuries.
fucking.
Guerrero, Van de Ven.
You want to know what I
Van der Ven
feel?
not available, right?
What about your keeper? Is he injured? Because he had a knock, I think.
No, he's out
done.
for a while.
Bro, he's done.
Oh, you
Wait,
got
he's
Ben
done for the
Foster.
season?
He's done for like 4 months.
You got Ben
Bro had
Foster.
hip surgery. We got Fraser Forster in goal. And guess what?
Chris, the way
Guess
you
what?
laugh,
Ben Davies, the
you
Welsh
dickhead.
Wall. Yeah, that fucking sucked. The Welsh
Chris.
Wall.
I hate that
They
keeper.
have-
He was
The Welsh
brilliant.
wall's
have-
gone too. We have one
Chris.
senior center back. His name's Dragusin.
They have a backup goalkeeper who is older than Bettinelli is, basically, and they have one fit center back who is shit. Bro, there's gonna be blood in a video game. Sorry.
It doesn't matter. We're long past that,
I
Prime.
feel for you, Jacob.
Okay. Then
I've already said the C word. I've already said kill,
then you know
death,
what?
die,
Forget the
all
video
that.
game.
I should
weird.
check
I meant in
monetization
real life.
actually. Where are we
I
at?
meant in real life. Forget the
Apologies.
video game. I meant in real life.
You didn't
Um,
in real life either. But
yeah.
Chris.
I-
no,
At
not
At least,
Chris,
Marshall, you know I wouldn't say anything here I wouldn't say on my own
frazzled.
channel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, you're frazzled? That's exactly what Tottenham's going to do to y'all tomorrow. We're going to get a result. We're going to do it. And you know what? I got a theory. And it's a theory so far. Every time it's been tested, it's been true. So, if you
looking
want to
at-
hear it, I can give it to you.
I'm looking
Well-
at your lineup from.
I don't know how it's gonna work, but yeah, I can hear it.
I'm looking at the lineup from Bournemouth.
Oh, just wait.
Why didn't Pedro Porro start? Is he coming
okay.
back from injury?
Because he plays every minute of every fucking match. He's just tired. We had to rotate.
So
it was
we're
like-
expecting Pedro Porro to start then.
Yes.
So it should be Destiny, Pedro Porro, Dragusin, and who's going to be the other center back?
Probably
Davies?
Archie Gray. Davies is hurt. I told you, the Welsh wall,
Okay,
Daddy
wow.
Davies is
I
hurt.
wasn't sure. Okay, I see now. I see.
Oh,
what you mean.
great name, great name.
Wow. Jesus Christ! You're running a skeleton crew at the back. That's.
Ooh,
Ugh.
Skeletons have bones. All right, we are
Marshall.
jellyfish at the back.
Marshall, you
We are
see why
we are
I've
just
been-
we are just material that's present. We are just
Yeah.
matter that is just there, not air because you can see us, but matter that doesn't necessarily move, breathe, do anything. It's just existing. We're gonna have 16, 15, 14-year-olds. It's gonna be a goddamn R. Kelly party on the fucking bench. I don't know who the fuck is gonna be on the bench. Every day I hear about a new fucking kid. Who the fuck is that kid? And they're like, oh, my son, Jimmy Joe Johnson, he's gonna go get him. You know?
Yeah.
Marshall, do you see why I say we're gonna massacre them?
Yeah.
This
I
is-
see it now.
probably worse than
That's
that.
that's the.
Oh,
Yeah,
what? Does the
Jacob-
front three
Jacob-
of Brennan Johnson
Jacob-
and Son and Solanke not scare you with Timo off the bench?
Jacob-
You're not
But
scared?
Jacob thinks because it's a Sunday he can do this and pray for a result.
No, look. That's not only the only reason. I do believe in the power of God, and I will be praying, and I have been praying, and I'll continue to pray. Actually, shit, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Thank you, Lord. Please bless us with the dubs. That's what we need, the holy, righteous dubs. Lord of mercy, don't you dare strike me down on a Sunday. I need you to lift me up on a Sunday. I need you to carry me through on a Sunday. I need you to take all the bad in my life, make it stronger to me, Lord, and then take me through the hardest battles you've got on Sunday through Chelsea, who no one think we can win, but we shall, through the power of the Lord, get through. And a kangaroo. We shall get through.
What?
Don't cut him off.
The kangaroo got me what?
We're going to do this. We're going to do this.
Now, Jacob, sorry. Now, we're gonna take that again. Say that like you actually mean it.
Oh, we
I
mean
think he did. I think
And
that's
He
how
didn't-
he
he
did.
didn't mean it. He didn't mean
more
it.
like that.
I'm going to go down a little avenue here, and this is a history lesson for all of you young children out there. So go ahead and just exit out of your TikTok, folks, because here we go. There was once a time when people said you shouldn't be doing the impossible. And this is a tale as old as any biblical written word of man that we have known thus far in history, which I'll reference the first one I'm aware of. David versus Goliath in the Holy Book says this young little man wasn't supposed to fling a little tiny rock at a big old fucking blue giant bastard fucking tyrant that thinks he could just step all over me every year. Not on Sunday, all right? And then it also happens again. I was telling Ladimus about this. There's love songs. There's poetry. Shakespeare wrote all the time about fucking overcoming adversity. I mean, what's that dude? Oliver Twist? Is that a fucking artist or a book writer?
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure.
believe so.
No, Mark
He's an
Twain. He
artist.
probably wrote some fucking story about little Jimmy Two Shoes. He ain't supposed to fucking be there, but he fucking got there and he did the damn thing and he shocked the world. Dumbo. His ears were too big, but you know what? He fucking flew. God damn it. I need to be a flying elephant. God damn it.
Huh?
Chris, it sounds like your dreams and aspirations too. Okay. So midfield wise for Tottenham, it's gonna be assuming.
Oh,
Whoa,
Are we in his pocket or a train?
it's not me.
That was
Okay.
Prime. Prime's microphone's moving
If I
mad.
can hear it.
Madison Basuma, Sar, I'm assuming is gonna be the midfield. I don't think he really had
Kulusevski, insert next two names.
much- Oh.
That-
Okay. He's probably gonna start Werner, isn't he, on the left?
No.
That'll be Son.
No.
Oh,
it'd be,
Son.
it'd
So
be
where the fuck is
Son on
Werner
the
gonna
left.
play?
Werner's still going to be on the bench.
Werner's going to be on the bench. He's coming off the
Wait.
bench, dynamic, game changer,
Oh, so he hasn't been
dagger
starting?
in the hearts of all Chelsea fans. And
Look,
oh
Kulusevski
baby,
is top.
when it's Timo time, when that clock strikes ding, and you fucking realize, oh Timmy, he coming off of the bench. Guess what? He's gonna get a chance, and by the grace of God, he's gonna score it, and we're gonna win. Or
Hey, okay, hold on. We're talking
the
about
irony
Timo
of
Werner
you
and
playing a
scoring.
clip saying "stay humble" when all I've heard is there's no way in hell anything.
You just said
It's
Timo
only
was gonna
be
score. Stay humble, eh? That's what. Hey.
Marshall, let's,
Stay humble, eh? Timo scoring. Stay humble, eh? That's why I'm like, hey, come on
Hey.
now.
He scored versus City.
he did.
I thought he
loves.
got an
He actually
assist
does love
versus
playing.
City.
No, he.
No, he got an assist
This
versus
guy, you're talking.
Fulham.
Chris is like his biggest fan.
Come on, Chris. Timo off the bench. Yeah, baby. Well, I'm telling you, when we all collectively look at our watches, and Marshall, I pray that you're at least tuned into the watch along whenever it is Timo time, because that's when shit gonna get funky. You know,
yeah,
they
are
say
we doing
3
the
a.m. is the
watch along
devil's
for that?
hour, but what time is Timo's hour? We'll find out
Oh,
tomorrow.
I forgot that.
I think the only one I'm actually.
I gotta
like,
text you
probably
later
worried
about
in the
that.
attack is Brendan Johnson, maybe. Or what about Kulusevski?
Kulusevski's been having a really good season. If anything, Kulusevski's been their best player this
He's
season.
the only. Yeah, I agree with that.
And he always
Last
played
year,
well
I was talking a lot of shit about all this team of the season shit. The only player I would even argue from Tottenham right now to make anything would be Kulusevski. He was shit versus Bournemouth, admittedly, but everyone else was too. So it's like he smelled like shit. So does he. So like, what am I gonna blame him?
I mean, Kulusevski actually does well against Chelsea, as I remember.
Dude,
Normally
he's a
most
good
games.
player. I think just
He
last
hates
season,
City for some
or
reason.
Conte just misguided that player, but he's a good player. Like I like Kulusevski. I've always kind of low key before the recruitment we have now. I always wanted Kulusevski at Chelsea, but ended up going to Spurs and rocked it up that first season with Conte, and then just fell off the second season. Then last season wasn't that great, and this season he's finding his stride again. But I mean, here's the thing. Even though I'm doubtful, there is a path for Tottenham to get a result. I'm very doubtful. But when you look at the attack, if let's say, for example, they do, because the midfield is the part that's patchy. If the attack is Son on the left, Solanke in the middle, Kulusevski, it would be Brendan Johnson on the right, and then Kulusevski in like a 10
I would.
right behind
Yeah,
him.
I would.
That's not a
rather
bad
do that.
attack.
I would rather do that because
Yeah.
I don't think Solanke does anything against Chelsea.
And that's the thing, like, we've gone over this time and time and time again. Like, the issue with Spurs, and I think I've diagnosed it to this point at least, is that they will score. That's why, like, when we do our predictions, I do feel like Tottenham will get on the scoreboard. However,
It depends.
that defense, I think we're gonna run riot. I'm sorry. I think we're gonna, like, even Jacob will admit that Destiny Udogie style is just gonna be run ragged on that wing. Your two center backs are gonna struggle.
They're gonna feel it.
And Archie Gray, is he? I mean, he's gonna be playing the middle. So Pedro Porro,
Not gonna
Pedro
lie,
Porro might be able to
when he
stand.
got moved to center back, he looked like a child.
Isn't he a child? Isn't he like 18?
Yeah,
He is 18 or 19, something like that. But that is
deep,
effectively 3 or 4 different straightforward positions. He's played. It is not his natural boxy monster 6. You know how much shit how many times I heard that shit?
We have.
And he's just like, I didn't want him. I'm just using him because I have no fucking other person.
It's true, but if we look at Chelsea, right? I do think we're gonna get the result, but if I had to look at how we go about dropping points and losing, I think the catalyst is going to be our center back pairing, because I don't know if you know this, Jacob. Wesley Fofana's out. He's out for a few weeks.
Shoulder injury.
He rolled his ankle.
Yeah.
Meaning because of the clip you played earlier.
Oh, you mean because the man has too much salt?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's why.
A little zesty, but no judgment.
No, you know what is zesty?
Bro, it's Sam. Yeah. Wait.
That man.
That's not
is
as bad
a
as what
zesty man.
Arteta did.
Oh yeah, no. Nothing, nothing will be. Wait, you didn't see the Arteta clip? Oh man,
recent?
I wish. It was
It
last.
was
season.
last year. They went to Dubai. He said, "Look, gentlemen, this is how you open wide and let another man insert meat down throat." And then they made a video,
true.
and then he like
assault that
saunterly,
guy.
like didn't saunterly, gingerly, very sensually
Wish I had
touched
that
the man's hands as it grasped his shoulder. It's really weird, and that's I'm gonna assume why they lost the title in the end. Because how the fuck do you play for a manager that does that weird shit? I don't know. I mean, like, that's fine if you do it. Just don't make me go to dinner with you while you do it.
I think I actually may have just found a damn.
Like, I have no problem if you want another man to feed you meat. It's all good in the hood. I have no judgment. Just, I don't force me and all the rest of the team to fucking make eye contact with you while you do it, buddy. It's just, you know.
You watching, Chris?
Oh,
Yeah,
there it is.
this
I figured if I waffled long enough,
Watching?
you would. Here you go. Yeah. Make sure you're
Chris-
watching. Both peepers
Chris,
on the eyes now. Everybody, look at the
attention, Chris.
TV now, boy. Get the TV out.
You all right, Chris? I'm going. Just,
I didn't have to see that in my life.
face-
Probably could have done without it.
here.
Oh my. Yes.
What?
Chomping on it. Oh my gosh. Nyong, nyong, nyong.
There's the grope.
Holding time too.
But look at the way he like looks down like a bashful cheerleader after she farted or something. She, as he pushes the rest of the meat in. It's fucking weird.
It is weird. It's so
I would
weird.
see that as a player, and then he's like in the locker room, like, be the fucking light bulb guys. It's like, bro, you are weird. Well, how the fuck am I supposed to like? You know, they talk about manager's job is to motivate players. I don't think it motivated the guys the right way. Anyway,
I don't think so either. But I will say with our defense, Colwell's been having a good season so far. I would say he's been our most consistent defender. But
oh yeah, your
Um,
defenders.
Fofana-
Fofana, you were saying.
Fofana is the pairing, and now we have to rely on either Tosin, who hasn't been that great this season, and Badiashile, who's had inconsistencies.
Nah, he's
So,
been good lately though. When he's playing.
the last two
I think
games.
if I had to
by
pick
lately.
between Badiashile and the aforementioned Tosin Abadapupu, Badiashile is better for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's the thing. It's a center back pairing that aren't used to playing with each other. I could see a bozo moment from Badiashile, and I could
Nice.
see that
Okay.
attack.
That
That
is-
attack
More
taking
Bozo
advantage
moment
of
from
that.
Sanchez if he plays.
And Sanchez too. That's another constant factor. Sanchez
You know what you're
is
doing
that
right now,
bad.
Marshall.
Giving
You know
you
what
hope.
you're doing. No, I'm not gonna say hope, but what I'm gonna say is, if you ever seen Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls,
Yes, of course.
have you seen that one?
Chicago.
So you know the scene where he's in the mechanical rhino, and then the
Yes.
AC goes out, and he's got to climb himself out. He's looking around. Where can there be something somewhere? A light of hope, a small crevice that could perhaps lead to me escaping the rhino. You know what you are? you're the rhino's asshole. I just turned around and you just showed me the rhino's asshole. And I'm going to do what Jim Carrey did. And I'm going to crawl right through it.
or pass out in the rhino, which I think could happen in this game.
No, I'm clawing. He's like, remember?
Exactly.
He's like, there's like people.
Yeah,
like a Africa tour or some shit going through.
It's giving birth.
They're like, oh, he's giving birth. Look.
The beauty of life.
It's beautiful movie,
classic
man.
Movie, man.
If no one knows that movie, they're probably like,
you need to,
what the fuck am I
too
listening
young,
to right now?
And you need to fucking watch that movie. Jim Carrey.
Yeah, close
classic.
TikTok and open Ace Ventura. Actually, TikTok's gonna die in January, and my wife is so upset about it, and I'm laughing. I'm like, good, it's what y'all deserve.
Listen, our players are better off without it. But I can see maybe that being a way in which you guys take advantage of it and can claw some type of result. But I just don't. Madison's another player that I told people that signing is such an overhyped, overrated signing. Like, I understand he is in his. This is the thing. And Chris, maybe you remember me saying this. I've said this since the beginning of that signing. I think he's a purple patch player. He gets injured at least once a season, goes on a purple patch, and then goes irrelevant for the rest of the season. Like, he did it at Leicester. Yeah. He did it at Leicester.
Yeah, I was like, oh, if that's your player, you're talking about mine. Sounds like James Madison to me.
Yeah. That's James Madison to a T. He did it at Leicester, where, like, I know Leicester's, he wasn't surrounded by the quality of player he has now at Tottenham, which I think are better, but still, it's like he would disappear in the middle of the season. Gets injured, then comes back and has a purple patch, does really well. People are like, oh my God, James Madison, he's so good. And then, Tottenham signed him.
Well, I'm going to say, you know why he balled out versus City? Because Ainge fucking... You're going to sit down there, buddy. You're playing like Dookie. You're going to go sit on the toilet, my friend.
Ange did bench him. Yeah, Ange did bench him, which I respect.
But he don't motivate players. He's falling out with James Madison. He's falling out with Jed Spence. He's not really... No players ain't playing for him.
So
I don't know what area of London that accent is supposed to be, but it's just my interpretation of all those fucking people on YouTube with that my shitty impersonation. You know what they're saying now? We should have never sold Hoiberg, but in the summer, everyone wanted to sell Hoiberg. And it's like this fucking bro. We are back to bro. It's how, the part of Kendrick Lamar's new song is say beat boop bop damn. The type of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand. That's me.
Isn't that Kanye song Skibbity doo doo bop or whatever?
I have no idea.
No.
Swoobity. I gotta show you later. It's a reference.
It was a new Kendrick Lamar dropped a new album. You old man. I know you're not hip with the times, but I am so young.
Brian,
me personally.
What are you gonna say, Brian?
Yeah, I disagree with you, Marshall, that they're going to score against us. I think we're keeping a clean sheet. I don't rate their attack.
I think they're going to get on the scoreboard.
I don't. Because I don't rate their attack.
Can you enlighten me as to how Dominic Solanke's season's been going this season so far? Because I know he hasn't been bad.
Average. 4 goals, I think.
If we're looking outside of the stats.
He has 2 goals in Europe. Solanke, he has 2 goals in Europe, which I think is his first ever European campaign in his life, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So he has like 2 or 3 in there, and then like 2 or 3 in. It's not great, but I'll tell you this much: I don't know the numbers now, but like 2 weeks ago or so, I was looking at it, and the number of chances created for him, like the number of, and this is the same shit we did to Harry Kane, and we were like, save us, Kane. And because he's so fucking talented, sometimes he could, but most of the time he's like, I'm drowning with you today. I'm sorry. I'm only human. And that's what we do. We're like, you're just, okay. So the stat was, we were like 11 or 12 Premier League games in, few European, and at that point there had been 6 created chances for Solanke, and 3 of them were in Leicester week 1 when we drew.
That's
So
fucking
3
wild,
chances
actually.
since the first match that we've actually like, here you go. And when you look at why he scored so many goals last year, the wingers were creating space for him to have a one-on-one chance at an aerial duel, which he scored the most headers out of anybody. So he's not a shit striker. He's a good, and he does a lot of the things that Harry Kane did outside of the striker aspect, like, you know, finishing, striking the ball inside and outside of the box, outside of all the, you know, shit you sign a striker up for. The hold up play, the link up, the winning the ball back in the opponent's half, creating a transition. Like, he does that stuff very well. And a lot of the times where we've looked like dickless pussyhole cucks in the corner of a room with a sheet over our fucking head while our fucking wife is over there with some other man, he's one of the only guys who looks like he's trying to not be in aforementioned corner with said sheet over his head.
Having a sheet over your head, that sounds like a different group of people. We shouldn't mention.
No, I'm more meaning like, hey, I'm not here, but we know you're there.
Marshall, this stream went left once you brought Jacob on, so who cares?
I expected it to. And
The
that's why
first
we
3
love
minutes was
Jacob.
great,
I
though.
like
You
his own
just
channel.
dry
I like
started, you dry started right in there. You just
Jacob,
right in.
the first 2 minutes of this stream was probably top 5 streams on this channel. Since then, demonetized. So
Hey,
Some
Hey,
would
knock on
say
wood, we might
that
get away with it.
some would say that it's not about the dollars earned, but about the spittled on my electronics while I scream at y'all.
I thought you were gonna say it's about the friends you make along the way.
nah, it's
I
not
already
about
made.
the
No, we already came friends. Now we're on our
Yeah.
way. Now I'm going to shit on things like your. I didn't mean to shit on your channel, but apparently I am.
Yeah.
But
not
I'll
about
say
the
this:
money.
any of my demonetized videos, I always just say submit for human review. And outside of the ones where I said hands in the nussy, that outside of that one, all of them have been like, you're good. But that one, they were like, no, we're actually going to age restrict this. Because they're like, hands in his pockets. Fuck you. Yeah, that stream got. That was me falling off of the cliff of any form of like being
that
a
goofy
normal,
moment.
rational human.
You
The
know?
thing is I've stopped caring more and more how people see me, and I'm just like, fuck it. Here's my dirty
why not?
toes, like, and
Okay, I don't know about that.
well, not literally. Remember when we were playing FIFA and that dude was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we did
show
have
me
this
your toes.
discussion.
I was like,
No,
okay,
don't do it.
Stop that.
You have to
I was like,
monetize
super
that.
chat, I'll show you my fucking toes, you weirdo.
Exactly.
At least pay for the toes, you fuck. Anyway, do you want me to give you my Spurs perspective of the game? Or you want to just let me keep talking and not interrupt me? 'Cause if
Spurs
you-
perspective. I mean, listen, I love letting you talk. Spurs perspective, though.
All right. Remember the history lesson? We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Fun commercial break there. But we learned about David versus Goliath in the first segment. Now, in the second segment, we're going to learn about a little place. Marshall, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Place in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, okay.
So there's a little tiny war going on, just a little small one going on here in America way back when. And a gentleman by the name of Davy Crockett and a group of about 145 other gentlemen were holding down one of the staple posts to prevent the Spaniards from continuing east and taking what the white man had already taken from the natives. All right, let's get that right. Let's not act like we're innocent in this either. So, all right, give the land back to the Native Americans. Relegate the white man to the reservations. Give us the casinos. Give them the land and freedom. How about that? But anyway, so back to the story where the white man's playing victim. Sorry,
Don't say we. You guys. Don't say we. You guys.
I say it's like the royal we.
You Americans.
royal-
It's like the royal we. It's like if I say salad fork or steak fork, to me, there's only one goddamn fork.
True.
But,
Let's continue.
you know, you go to the fucking king's court, guess what? Oh, your soup spoon's not supposed to go to the left of the fork, and the knife is supposed to go in the right side of the steak fork. Like, fuck off. How about that, Princess Diaries? But anyway, back to the history lesson, gentlemen. So Davy Crockett about 140 other quote unquote victims, were holed up at a little fort known as the Alamo. And it was preventing the Spaniards, about 2,500 of them, that's 2,500 Spaniards marching east to try and stop. I'm actually forgetting what it was because fuck school, bro. Fucking yeah, man. Metal shit, dog. But in it, basically, it was like, we have to hold this fort as long as humanly possible against 2,500 Spaniards while we wait for the cavalry to arrive. And half of the nation didn't even want to participate in the war. Half of the nation was fine. Fuck you, TJ. Half of the nation was fine.
What do you mean?
Welcome to the fucking. Actually, thank you, ANGE, and I do agree. But TJ, fuck you. So these guys, they're all hanging out, right? And they're like, you know, should we leave, you know, and like go back with our friends so we don't just get massacred? Because we're definitely not going to win this. But you know what they did? Davy Crockett put on that fucking the dead animal, and he put it on his hat, and he put it on, he cleared his musket. And you know what he did, Prime? He said, I'm going to stand here until I have no breath in my lungs. Even if we don't win, we don't go down without a fight.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
He died. Yes, he died. Yes, that story specifically didn't end up like David versus Goliath. However, the sentiment is the same. In the face of the impossible, what will you do? Will you retreat like a bitch? ANGE won't, but those Spurs fans will. ANGE won't, but those Spurs fans will. All right? Difference. Pussy, not pussy. Spurs fans, pussy. ANGE, not pussy. You see the difference?
Jacob, you're talking about...
If ANGE is my Davy Crockett, I will die in the Alamo tomorrow.
David, you're talking about the Alamo and David versus Goliath and standing in the face of adversity. You're talking to a club that played a Champions League final in the backyard of the best club in Europe at the time.
That's true.
Best team in Europe at the time.
Bayern.
When we had two center backs that were playing on one leg combined. Bro, don't talk to me about adversity. We thrive in adversity.
Are we talking about last season, or are we talking about this year? Because I don't live in the past. I'm just giving you history lessons. It's a touch of the past. It ain't dipping my toes in.
Of course you can't live in the past. You don't have a Champions League or even two. But regardless, we're gonna batter Spurs. So
well, we did. We were the first British fucking English club to ever win a European honor, so you can hold that. And it didn't take fucking the Soviet Union collapsing for us to come out on top.
And we're the first London club to win a Champions League. So
this is true. Maybe, I don't know. Actually,
it is true.
I can't fact check.
I was like, there's probably some random fucking club like Starnsbury Ham Town that won a champion, and they're like located just out like in. There's always some weird shit. I'd never like to act like I do know unless I don't.
Starnsbury Town is actually located in Birmingham, not in London. So we're the only club. London club.
Is that really a city? Hamstown? I made that up. I was just like making shit up.
I went along.
Yeah, you had me going. I was like, holy crap! Did Jacob just happen to stumble upon an actual town?
I was like, did I subconsciously just name an actual city I've seen the name of? But I like thought I was making it up.
The Shrewsbury. And
I know Shrewsbury. See, there's weird little. TJ Warren, go fuck yourself. The dumbest shit ever is you here. How about that? No one invited you. Get your ass back with all the pussies on the eastern side of the border where you're safe from the Spaniards. I'm out here in the Alamo with ANGE Crockett.
ANGE Crockett is crazy. Though, I will say, we are one like away from 40. So if you guys want to just smash up that like so that we hit that 40 mark, I'd appreciate it greatly. Go ahead, Prime.
Who's Jimmy Crockett? Jimmy Crockett.
Davy Crockett.
Yeah, Davy Crockett. Yeah.
Who's Davy Crockett?
He's one of the men who convinced the men to stay at the Alamo to fight for the rest of their nation. You know what it did? They may have died that day, but the echoes of what happened there that day ring true to now. They ring true then, and it gathered and it united an entire nation that 140 people, while my headphones die, 46 people would stand down. No, they will not stand down. They stand up. They will rise.
So basically,
And then they
the
die.
logic. So basically, the logic you're using, Jacob, is Jimmy Crockett or Jiminy Crockett or whatever. You guys will go to the game on Sunday.
Ben Davies, Crockett.
Davidson, whatever. We'll go to the game on Sunday at the Nicholas Jackson Arena. You guys will die, quote unquote. You get massacred. Andrew gets sacked, and eventually your fans will rise up and get rid of Levy in a few years. Is that what you're saying?
The only way to do that is to burn down the buildings, and I'm not saying I'm against it.
I'm just saying, listen. Pitch invasions might need to happen in order
Bro,
for some change to happen in that.
When and if that ever happens, bro, I don't fucking care. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I told you, fuck Gotham, bro. Fuck Gotham. I tried to help you pussies. Fuck you. Weenie whiners, bro.
I'm done, bro.
Jacob.
Fucking out of here, man.
When did you become a surfer?
Jacob, I usually don't make this offer because I don't want any other rival fan. But I would accept that Chelsea, bro. So if you want,
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be that fucking lunatic, and you're like, who does he support? Nobody. He just wants to see everybody burn.
And you can make it the United Chelsea of America. You know.
I'm gonna make it the fuck us a fuck before I do that. How about that?
I don't think that would be monetized on. I don't think that channel can get monetized on YouTube. I'm pretty sure.
You're right. I need to think of something better.
Yeah.
Maybe if I spell fuck,
That's what I mean,
FCUK rather than FUCK.
Maybe.
For all the cuck Spurs fans. Perfect. We figured it out live on air. For cuck of a fuckery.
All right.
How about that?
So, what I got from that is that it's a lot of passion and hope, and maybe that'll get Tottenham through the line enough to keep Ange in. For a
No,
little
and
longer.
your manager's bald. My manager hasn't lost to bald managers this year. Your manager's bald. So is Rangers. That's
Stupid.
It's
So,
also the little rhino's asshole that we were talking about earlier, Marshall. And if you don't know the rhino's asshole, sorry, you suck. But there's another rhino's asshole of light, Marshall.
Jacob, what is Ange's record this season against managers that have hair?
You know, lost some of them. Lost Drew, won a couple, but I mean, Sean Dyche, he got fucked up. That was the first bald scalp we fucking planted it on the wall.
Sean Dyche is bald.
That's a
got
bald
peach
fuck
fuzz.
if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I don't count peach fuzz,
Pretty
bro. Do
Oh,
I have
okay.
a beard? Do I have a beard?
No.
I got peach
Yeah.
fuzz on the
Oh,
side of
you
my
have a-
No one would say I have a beard.
Fair enough.
So he's bald. That was the first one.
Wait.
And then you know what? Ten Hag was next. And then you know what's next? Pep. And then you know what's next? Pep. And then you know what's next? You. And you know what's next after that? Rangers. And you know who's next
you
after
said-
that? Arne
you said
Slot.
twice. I forgot
Every
you-
bald manager getting that. I'm shouting out the Native Americans. We scalping it and we planting it on the wall.
So when do you guys play Rangers?
I
After
got the
y'all.
schedule right now. Right after.
Oh.
Yeah, on Thursday.
And when do you play Liverpool?
A couple games after Southampton, then Liverpool, I think it is.
No, it's Southampton.
I think Southampton's
then
bald
United
too.
In the cup.
Is Hasenhüttl? Is he bald?
He's not at the club anymore, bro. It's Russell
Dude,
Martin.
I
He's
don't
a
know.
baseball player.
They're a shit club full of shit. Only thing they're good for is like keeping Gareth Bale alive, keeping Lavia alive, housing Kyle Walker Peters while they do their up and down. So fuck them. What
A shit club.
is their
calling another
manager
club.
bald? I don't. Who's their manager? I don't even know.
I don't know, but you know,
If he's
Southampton?
bald, he's
Russell
fucked.
Martin.
your
Ricky
bald
Martin?
theory-
Russell Martin.
Your bald theory. I mean,
Living la vida loca.
I hear it, but you guys always lose to Chelsea. So what you're going to do is you'll lose to Chelsea, you'll beat Rangers, and then you'll beat Liverpool for us. So because apparently we're in a title race now. So thank you.
Apparently.
No, we'll beat you. We'll beat Rangers, lose to Southampton, and then we'll beat Liverpool.
Lose to Southampton.
Because it sounds like Southampton's manager has hair.
You win the treble. That just
Bruh.
telling me you guys are gonna win the treble.
We're mathematically in
The
4
dodgy treble.
competitions, and in my head in 3.
Wait, you're ahead in 3.
No, in my head we're in 3 competitions, but mathematically we're in 4.
Wait.
Wait, huh?
It's just mathematic probabilities. Like mathematically, we are still in 4 competitions, but in my head, it's only 3.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, got it. I got it.
The Prem is the only one I don't think that we could actually be challenging for. But as far as the other 3 go, no. If Ten Hag, if that bald piece of shit can fucking go and win a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup, why the fuck can't Ange the Messiah do it? So put that in your kangaroo pouch and fuck it.
Mathematically, you're in 4 competitions. In Jacob's head, you're in 3.
Yeah.
Realistically, you're in none.
Well, you know what I like about
Disrespectful.
You know what I like about your in reality? That's your reality, my friend. And in my reality, shit's looking like Courage the Cowardly Dog right now. Shit's all discolored and morphing, and I don't know who's who, what's what. Is that grandma? No, it's actually the masked assailant dressed as grandma, fooling me. I don't know. But what I will tell you this right now, Prime, is that's your reality, and I reject it. How about that? I live in my own.
In my reality, Arsenal are not winning the Premier this season, and that's the reality you also live in as well, Jacob. So
it's a hopeful reality. I hope becomes an eventuality, and history dictates that it should. But again, I try to focus more on what I'm doing rather than what Arsenal are doing. I'm not one of those Spurs fans who was like, "Oh, I just need to like lay down and then City do whatever they want with me." Okay, I'm not a fucking cock.
What?
that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I'm not a cuck, so I wasn't one of those, oh yeah, City do me dirty, so Arsenal don't win it. Fuck Arsenal. We had 2 chances to stop them, and we failed both times. So we had our chance. Fuck you.
This is true.
But you just don't get it. You're not from North London, where the bricks are all old as fuck because the Queen farted on them one time when her carriage went past. It's like, fuck your bricks, fuck your cobblestone pathways, fuck your wagons, fuck it all.
I will say.
No, Jacob, you should have said, fuck your wow-ass.
Oh, I got you.
Well, to be fair, since Bournemouth, all I've been doing is wah-wah. Just wah-wah every time.
This is true.
I've been doing it. And I like to say, like, when I'm calling people out and I'm like, you're a wah-wah for that, it's okay. Like, don't take it like I'm saying you're a piece of shit mongrel. I'm just saying you're wah-wahing. And I'm humble enough, to know. I am humble enough to know that what the fuck was I talking about, bro? You distracted me with that fucking photo, that frog looking fucking.
I love this picture so much. Shout out to Chris for getting me this picture. But
I hate it.
Okay.
I do gotta go in a
up.
second, by the way. My wife needs me in a couple minutes. Yeah, you gotta.
My Hussam wife is barking.
Your Jordanian wife.
Yeah, there you go. Big up Hussam. I'm gonna be over there in a few. So.
God!
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. I do have that.
Oh, speaking of Hussam.
My God!
Hussam, I've got clips of you.
We all do. We all do.
No, I've got a new one.
And you know the difference between you and a donkey? When you hit the donkey, it goes Then you take the that's the donkey. You're a donkey.
Okay, let's go into predictions. I think overall this was a pretty good discussion. It's Jacob.
Was it?
Jacob.
I don't know what I said today, honestly, but I feel better.
There's a little bit of substance.
I know
in the
right now
beginning.
where I am. I'm Jim Carrey, right?
Yeah, you're coming out of the rhino's asshole right now. I ain't gonna lie. But it is fun. That's what makes United Spurs of
Imagine
America
tuning
fun
in and that's the first thing
streams.
you heard on the show. Congratulations, you won a Willy Wonka chocolate bar.
Oh shit! But what I will say is, I think the beginning of the show we had plenty of substance, and then we had shithousery at the end, and that was great. No, we were talking about Spurs and all that fun stuff. Yeah, you're fine. I don't give a fuck. I think it's great. This is phenomenal.
Here's the thing.
This is great stuff. It's fun.
I said
it's what makes
sorry.
it entertaining.
but I'll do it
You're
again.
not sorry. Yeah, exactly.
I'll do it again.
Sorry, not
you invite
sorry.
me on again, it might even be worse. So it's your fault.
Yeah, you can't buy him. You can't buy
You
him
took the
for
wrong
anything.
turn. Now you're in fuckville, and guess what? I'm the mayor.
Jacob, you know what's funny? That's how Spurs defend. Oopsie, I won't do it again, but I will.
We do the no look at the back post. If y'all, I do want to say this real quick because I do have to go, but this is my real quick because I did a lot of not really football stuff, but what I think I'm afraid of from Chelsea real quick,
Give me a
and
prediction at
I
the
think
end.
it's what's that?
Prediction at the end.
Okay. My main concerns is so far, even when we've played well and in games where we've lost, the whoever is allowed the ball to roam in the middle-ish like 10 area, which I'm assuming is going to be Palmer tomorrow, which is a problem because there was a guy named Morgan Rogers, and in the pregame show, I was like, who the fuck is Mr. Rogers? What sweater is he going to wear today? I was like, fuck your sweater, Mr. Rogers. And then you know what happened? He was cooking us. We won the game, but that motherfucker was bossing. He was like the best player on the pitch the first 45 minutes. And I was like, okay, maybe that's, I tried to chalk it up to I cursed his name so he danced on my head. It happened last year with some Brighton dickhead named Buenos Noches. Fuck you, Buenos Noches. I think he plays somewhere else now. But my point was,
Have you played Leicester yet?
yeah, Buenos Muchacho. Fuck that pussy.
Yeah.
But versus Buenos Noches, that bastard. Now I'm thinking about Brighton. But versus Aston Villa, when we won 4-1 and we dominated, there was a guy in that free area, that 10-ish area, that we allowed a lot of space, a lot of time, and our starting center backs didn't do shit really about, you know? And now we're down and we're dwindled. And even when we were somewhat down and dwindled versus Ipswich, we still allowed Amari Hutchison. He's mostly on the right, but he drifted centrally with the ball and that free run. It was like, bro, whoever wants to drift centrally with the ball, you just made it into the Garden of Eden and everyone's trying to fuck you and take the pick of your lot. And it's like, have fun, baby. And every team gets that joy. My fear is because Cole Palmer, when you think about the prospect of a player getting into those areas in your own half and having all that space, the last one I think that you want is Cole Palmer, in my opinion. At least this year, or last year specifically. And maybe this year since you haven't relied on him so much. But still, if you just put a little bit of percentage reliance on him, what I think, this is just my prediction here. I'm not a fucking tactico, X's and O's, look at my whiteboard, white ass motherfucker. I'm not that. But if that is the case, and Cole Palmer drifts into that space, I'm imagining Dragusin or Archie Gray is going to be like, oh, fuck, there's Cole Palmer with the ball and a lot of space, and they're going to crash into him, and what that's going to do is leave space over the top for whoever's on your wings. Doesn't matter if it's Neto, Beto, fucking Django, fucking Jigsaw, Scream, fucking Jason Voorhees, fucking horror movie. It doesn't matter. It's all... The space will be created by whoever drifts centrally in with that ball. I think we're going to have some bozo moments. And then again, Nicholas Jackson, you heavily rotated your squad versus Southampton. Lavia and Nicholas Jackson are two players I rate. And I mean, if you don't rate Nicholas Jackson as a Spurs fan, you're just closing your eyes and gritting your teeth through the pain. But for me, I worry about that. And Nkunku's, I've loved Nkunku for years now. And when he went to Chelsea, it's just another player who goes to Chelsea to break my fucking heart. Yet I've always loved players, and then they end up playing at Chelsea, and then I'm like, I must, you know, the meme of Wesley Snipes. He's like crying, but he's got the gun. I'm gonna kill you now. But he's crying. He doesn't want to, but he has to. And I know I said this was real quick, but if Cole Palmer gets all that shit area in the space, it's going to be mayhem, disastrous, real. What's that song that Benny Blanco?
Oh, Benny Hill or Bunny Hill.
Oh,
or
it's
gonna be
it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that. But hey, you know what? I do believe in the power of prayer, manifestation, and fuck bald people, I guess. So that's what I'm riding on. And 3-1 Tottenham.
Oh my god.
Oh, 3-2. Sorry, 3-2. 3-2.
If you gotta go, Jacob, you can go.
All that said about how we're gonna get fucked. I believe in the Lord. Jesus, please save me. Shout out Carrie Underwood. Tomorrow, I'm getting behind the wheel of a car, and I'm just gonna say, Jesus, take the wheel.
Fair enough. Chris, your score prediction.
It's like a lot of good points Jacob just said, man, because I think Cole Palmer's just gonna have a field day tomorrow. Like, their defense is just non-existent. Jackson as well, he got a hat-trick against a decent defense line with a good keeper, by the way, because that keeper was on crack last time we played against him when Jackson had a hat-trick. Yeah, if I'm going scoreline, just saying scoreline right now, I'm gonna say, if Tottenham are lucky, 6-1.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Wow.
I think we're scoring FFU. No,
Jesus.
If that happens,
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
Oh wait.
if that happens, Gotham's gaining a villain.
Prime, your score prediction.
I think it was the same thing.
What did Chris say?
6-1. If we are lucky, as in if Tottenham are lucky, 6-1.
Yeah,
Bro,
Chris.
if that happens,
Chris, can you put Chris, please, can you put down the weed for once in your life, bro? We're not
Bro,
conceding against.
you've been saying we're gonna need
No.
blood and we're gonna score.
Score
No.
prediction, please. I have to go.
Chris, I think
he's
you're
late for
crazy to
Hassam's
think-
show, and Hassam's
Wait,
not
wait,
fun
what
when
you
you're
say?
late.
You guys interrupting is making this go longer.
are.
Chris is- Chris is crazy. Chris is crazy for thinking we'll concede. We're winning 6-0.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me being generous.
Atalanta. That's what I'm hoping. Y'all feeling Atalanta?
Now
I'm
go
gonna
what you
say-
actually believe, Marshall.
I am
Do you think we'll
feeling.
score
I
a
am
lot?
feeling Atalanta. I'm gonna say
Everyone's feeling
5-1.
Atalanta.
I
You know what they
am-
did?
I
They
am
won the
feeling-
fucking Europa.
Marshall has no respect for Chelsea, man.
I am feeling 5-1. Listen, I don't think Biden Shield is the guy, but I do have to wrap it up. Like I said, I told Sam I'd be there on
This has to
time,
be the guy,
and I'm
right?
4 minutes late. So, ladies and gents, if you
And
haven't
you have to
done so
wrap it
already-
up if you don't want to reproduce or transmit sexually transmitted diseases. Yes.
Exactly. Brilliant. But Jacob, you've been brilliant. Obviously, United Spurs of America in the
That is a
title,
word.
in the description. Check out. He might go through a rebrand, but before he does, United Spurs of America in the description, in the title. Check out the channel. Check out the content. He's a really entertaining creator. As you can tell, he can go on forever, and that's why he is so good at what he does. So big up, Jacob. Thanks for joining us. Let me know.
Man, thanks for the
Text.
invite. I apologize.
You're good.
I was talking like this. I was on a channel. Fuck, I know you're trying to wrap up, but here I go on another little anecdote. I was on a channel the other day, and I kept stopping, and I'm like, sorry, I'm really trying to be respectful to your channel, but like my tendency is to be very, and Staffy was on the panel at the time. He's like, so what does that say about me? You never hold back on my channel. And I was like, yeah, because when I go to your house, I'm going to act different than if I go to Dan Potts' house. I don't know Dan Potts like that. I'm trying to be respectable while being myself, but on Staffy's channel, I'll talk about fucking a bald eagle. I don't give a shit.
Caw. And on that note,
Caw.
yeah,
That's what
be
James
sure-
Madison fucked the bald eagle is what it was.
Be sure to check out his channel, his content. He makes great stuff. And yeah, ladies and gents, we're gonna wrap it up. We'll be back here tomorrow for the reaction to the match. I may or may not be on your channel doing a watch along. Let me know about that. I guess. I think you mentioned it, and I wasn't sure if we were gonna actually do that. So
Were you talking to
we'll
me?
touch base. Yes.
Did we talk about doing a watch along?
I think you mentioned it.
I'll tell you right now, if any of what everybody's talking about is coming, I will be driving to New Jersey to strangle you if we did a watch along. I'll be live in the car. I'm on my way, Marshall. This is a countdown to your fucking maker.
I'm working on it. Usam. But
Don,
anyways,
hey Sam, it's me. It's my fault. It's me. He keeps trying to wrap up, and I got
Smash the
anecdotes.
like.
Like that one time, Hassan was
subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and be sure to check out the description for all this other content. Also, shout out to our proper casual and higher tier members, which are going to go out to TM127, EE, Hassan Nawaz, Dark, Adrian, A, Solomon Scott, Josh CFC, M3, IE1, Gabriel Banana. Thank you so much for your long abiding support, and thank you so much for the support of everyone else who's also a member. We'll be back again, like I said, tomorrow for the reaction of the match, and copy and paste the message that I have there, the raid message, over to Don Hussam, which I am redirecting you to, and I will be there discussing and defending my Chels. I'm not in a title race yet, but I am the lion in the bush. I am the lion in the bush. Big up, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Thank you, Jacob, once again.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you,
I'm the
panel.
scientist concocting some kind of fucking fart smell that make you all uncomfortable but not die.
Proper Chels, all that fun stuff.
ANGE in.
Stay
ANGE
casual.
Coglu.
Peace.
And if Ryan Mason's on your airplane, you